Well, hey, gang, welcome to we'll call it a remote, quick edition of Rim Shots with Sean. And as promised, I said I was going to do a little review on the Beta 91, which I got possession of, I guess, last week, and used this past weekend. Typically, I use a Beta 52 on my kick drum mic, and it's always done me a great job. It's always had some nice bottom end. It's always been easy to work with. Not that I typically do the sound myself, but I know what I like, and when I use IEMs, I definitely, there's a certain sound that I go for or that I like, because I am starting to find out in my years that after playing so many rooms just off the PA or with monitors, now that I use IEMs, any little difference or variation in sound can actually affect my playing a little bit. Doesn't make me comfortable, and I guess that's a danger of using IEM. So be it. I like them. It's an easy thing for me. I like to be able to hear. So anyway, the review. So we used it this weekend. We used it in a couple settings. We used it to mic a set of congas, and we did it underneath the congas. And we did that, played both with brushes, played with hands, and had a pretty good crisp bottom end to it. Now, when I say crisp, I will say that the mic itself initially had a little bit of a crispy sound. If anybody knows anything about the Beta 91, it's a kind of a condenser microphone in a sense. It was used for things like conferences, or basically they would put it on a table so that everybody around the table could be heard through this mic, and types of meetings and that type of thing. And so the idea is that when you put it in an instrument, in this case I use it in a kick drum, but a couple of people, thank you, Ian McLaws, actually sent a note to me when I said I was going to do the review, said they were great in a grand piano. The idea is that the microphone picks up sound from all different directions, right? So in a kick drum, for example, you put it right inside, you lay it flat, and the idea is that it picks up all the tones of the drum itself. So in the case of the conga, we laid it on a small case directly underneath there, and it got really good sound. We actually mic'd the two tops of the tops of the two congas, and then we had the one mic underneath, and it did a great job picking up the sound. I'll say in that setting, it was fantastic, and it through the PA that we're using on Thursday night, had a nice crisp sound. Now, again, initially, I found possibly not super a lot of bottom end. Initially, it had to obviously be adjusted. Now the mic does use fan and power, and it's one of those things when you use it at first and you forget about it. You think, oh, I've got it plugged in wrong, or I've got a blown cord, or whatever. So you have to make sure that you're using fan and power. So in that sense, with the congas, it sounded pretty darn good. And once we made the few adjustments, took us a couple minutes and worked quite well. The next two nights, the mic was put inside my Mapex Mars 22-inch kick drum, and it was laying flat on. I have a piece of foam rubber that touches both heads. It's I guess half of the cut of the actual drum, and that's just designed to kind of get rid of any overtones and what have you. So we put the mic in the kick drum, and we were able to use it. I thought the sound was decent. It could have been that I was used to the 52, so there was some adjustment that had to take place. That once they were done, for the most part, it worked really good. I mean, the mic itself I thought was great. It's a sturdy mic for the price. It's fantastic. I did notice a couple little weird tones. We adjusted the setting and it seemed to work, but I don't know if there was too much going on stage, and the board was compressing the sound, but there appeared to be a little bit of a weird crack to the kick drum that I don't get when I use the 52. And the 52, when I use it, now keep in mind, a lot of people like to use the 91 on the inside, the 52 directly in the kick drum hole. But when I use the 52, I put it inside the drum, and I basically point the mic right at the head. We usually have it about, I don't know, 6 or so inches away from the head. Works great. And I don't have that kind of clippy, weird sound. And I found in this particular setting that that did kind of happen. It was weird. I thought that maybe it was my Behringer Bud Pack. Changed the batteries, changed the cord. The things, that sound was still there. We were able to kind of get it out for the most part, but again, I just don't know if there was too much going on the stage that was happening. Overall sound, though, crisp. A nice sound. Maybe lacking a little bit of bottom end. I like a thumpy kick drum in my buds. Now I saw some video from the weekend, and the mic itself sounded fantastic out front. So it's one of those things where what you get, I guess, in the IEMs versus what's going out front can sometimes be a little bit different. And I will say that out front is the most important, that you want to be able to hear yourself, obviously. And we use a click track. So, um, you know, if there's a sound that's a little bit, different or off, as long as the click track is there and I can hear the vocals, then I'm fine. But I will say that, had we had more time, maybe we would have got the sound that I totally would have been comfortable with. And that's not to say it's not a good mic, because it's really, how do I describe it? It's I'm at a loss for words here. I wouldn't say a ton of bottom end for but again, we didn't have a lot. Like, we worked on the kick drum sound for maybe 10, 15 minutes. So I think in another setting, given the fact that, maybe you could EQ it with the board and what have you, it might be great. Again, price point, I don't have any, real complaints about the mic itself. I mean, it's a nice looking mic. It sits in there. It, tonal qualities are fairly decent. What I will say is that SE makes a mic that is, I guess, comparable, almost a similar type of microphone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my hands on that one, and we're going to give that a try, and we're going to kind of do an A/B comparison. I know Zach Lacey at Monty's swears by it. He's got the complete SE drum mic kit. I've used it before. I've been mixed before with that kit. I really like it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get that. But I mean, from what I saw, and again, I'm no sound man, right? So here, when I do these types of things, it's my ears that I guess, kind of using. So for my ears, what I heard, I'd give it about an 8.5 out of 10. And that's not to say that, my opinion means a whole lot in terms of mix. I'm just saying my personal preference of what I was hearing versus the 52 and the 91. That's where I'd sit right now. So you can get the mic at Long and McQuaid. You can buy it online. There's all kinds of places you can get it. I believe it retails for in or around $400. And again, a good mic, if you've got some time, I think, to EQ it, give it a chance. But I am going to get the SE comparable mic, and I will do a review on that, and get you in some information on that too. So hopefully that's been helpful. I guess what I would say is that, if you're used to a particular mic that works, and, I've always used the 52. I had an opportunity to do a show in Cape Breton a month and a half or so ago, and had a different mic than the 52. And I will say that it did really affect the sound. It also kind of affected, the feel of, the playing. Again, I'm really becoming a creature of habit, and this might sound like a little bit of a lame excuse, but once you get a sound that you like and that you're comfortable with, it actually makes the playing a little bit effortless. And when you got to dig in, it does affect how you play. So if that's an excuse, I'm sorry. um, but I like to be comfortable. I like to have consistency, and so that was just my one bit of feedback, that maybe I didn't have it on the weekend. Still played fine. Was fine with how everything sounded up front. Band cooked, and I was super happy. So hopefully that product review helps you guys. I wouldn't say discount it. This is just my personal preference. And like I say, I will get that comparable. I'll try the comparable as well. And for now, this is like the review on the Beta 91. And hey, just keep giving stuff a try. If there's something that you want to see a review on, send me a note. Happy to do it if I can get my hands on it, because I really think that things like this, and again, when I do a review on something, I'll get feedback from people. So a lot of my soundman friends love the 91. A lot of them make other suggestions. And again, me not being a sound man, I can tell you what my preference was. And I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just saying that what worked for me in that particular thing might not be this mic. So I will get back to you and I'll let you know what the SC comparable is like. But in the meantime, hopefully you found that useful. This is another fun little product review edition of Room Shots with Sean. And like I say, if there's something you want to see, let me know. Hit us up. We will do our best to find it, to use it, to try it, and get the information out to you. Thank you so much.